It's showtime.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I said, yeah. Let me hear you. Yeah. Fly off tonight. Let's go. That's right. It's your boy tonight. Ty and your boy Vince and your boy Anthony. And it is Yaz. And I ain't on beat and it don't even matter. Hey. This is what it sounds like when you're trying to make it sound like you got everything under control. What's going on, y'all? It's your boy, the real Vince Taylor, reporting live, the new Blerd Order live on your either YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or even on your Spotify, Apple Music, iHeart, wherever it is you listening to us. We certainly appreciate it. And today we got enough to talk about. Venom was released yesterday, or this week, I should say. Is it trash, ash, gas? Let's discuss. No spoilers, but we'll talk about it. I ain't gonna lie, I'm a huge Spider-Man fan, so for those of y'all that know me, you know that this means a lot to me, and I gotta give you my true feelings about how I feel about it. We'll get into it a little bit. Don't go nowhere. Also, a couple updates real quick. Blade has been pulled from the shelves. Is this good or bad? I don't know. Some people say it's probably for the better because it was in shambles anyway. Let's discuss just for a little bit. Oh, other news, God of War, yes, Kratos and his son and all those other things that they got going on. It's coming up with a live action and looks like the guy who made Star Trek and a couple other really dope projects is going to be heading it. So look forward to that. I have to tell you that I think I'm looking forward to Moon Knight, but why do I feel like I'm the only one? Everybody else hated the show. I love it. Let's discuss. Another thing that's happening is Shinobi. Remember that game Shinobi that we used to play in the arcade? No, you don't, because you never played anything in the arcade, because you don't know what arcade is, because you only play games on your console or your PC. Sorry, I have to say that real quick. Yo, I'm excited about this, and I can't wait to see what direction they go. I'm wondering why a movie, though, instead of a show. Let's discuss. Also, extremely sad news. I will have to give you my 2 cents. I'm gonna start a segment called Vince's 2 cents, and I'm gonna give you my 2 cents about why this is bullshit, but we'll talk about that. Also, New York Comic Con was last week, and yes, there was some really dope stuff happening. There was some dope costumes, a lot of things that we didn't get to discuss because it was happening literally in the middle of our show. So maybe we'll talk about that. And some of our friends that are on our show may have gone there. We'll talk about that in the future. For right now, let's go ahead and get on to the discussion. Let's lead it off with good old Venom. But keep in mind, we're also going to talk from, because that episode was crazy, Agatha, because I think it's getting a little better, Penguin, because I think Penguin is killing it. Even people that don't watch this type of shit are texting me like, yo, this show is dope. Might even drop in a little bit of Vox Machina if we have time. But most importantly, we're here for you. Let's go ahead and chat. It's the new Blerd Order. Tell them what it is.
I love the new Blerd Order. You should too.
Let me get all this 10p Wayne. All the niggas rapping about the same old thing. I've been coming through with the same old gang. Ain't shit changed except 9 got a name. Got it out the mud but we got no stains. Cold ass nigga with a gold ass chain. The girl call me daddy, not my government name. Money on my mind, got them bands on my brain. Let me tell y'all about a nigga I know. The nigga stay clean so he always got hoes. Light skinny bitches like...
I love the new Blerd Order. You should too.
Love it when she says it twice. Yo, listen, we have to talk about what's going on out there in the world. Venom did just drop. A lot of other things popped. So let's go ahead and get right on into it. I am your boy, the real Vince Taylor, joined by the homies. Let's just go ahead and say what's up. It's Ty. Yes, we got Anthony, the movie block man himself, Bad Ty, looking like, yo, everything good, bro? You all right? Is that real?
Yeah, like an extra in a Michael Jackson video.
Yeah, why you say that? What's wrong?
Right now, like with the glasses and the...
It just felt like he was about to read us a ransom note or something. Like, it was just... Now just messing with your homeboy. It's good to have time with him. Yeah. I know why Ty may be a little unhappy, but that's a subject for another day. Right now, let's just talk about what's going on in the world, and we're not going to spend too much time on it. But we have to get to Venom. Oh man, okay. So my mic just decided to chop out while we have to talk about Venom. All right, and even though.
Oh, okay.
Okay, well, goodbye, Vince.
I'm hearing that Venom may not be Venom. All right, see what Trump do? Come in and hear you about his projects. All right, come on now. Look, Mike, what you ain't gonna do is come in here today, not today, devil. We're gonna talk about this Venom. Did we do it? We did it. Hey guys.
There you go. He's back.
All right, cool. We're gonna talk Venom because, like I said, Venom hot as a character, but for some reason, as a movie, it seems to just miss all the marks. I don't know if anybody here had a chance to see it. I know Ant had an opportunity to see it. We're not going to spoil anything today for those of y'all who haven't seen it already. But I
saw it last night.
Oh, you did see it? Okay.
That's why he's got that look.
Yeah, I did.
Well, let me fix this a little bit. So all right. So if I could get maybe an honest opinion from those who did see it, which I believe is Ant and Bad Ty, I'll put this graphic up and I'll take it down, and then I just want y'all to give me a thumbs up or thumbs down. I have a feeling I know what it is, but just for the sake of putting it on the record, I'm gonna take this down in 3. Yes, this ain't got nothing to do with me and you. This just Ty and Ant. Okay, I'll put this down in 3, 2, 1. Oh, we got 2 thumbs down, and in the mid. Okay, we got mid and 2 thumbs. That's not thumbs up. That's not thumbs up. Okay, all right, guys. Can y'all, without spoiling it, can y'all just tell those who are listening and watching why they should or should not run out and see Venom right now? What's wrong with it, or what was great with it? And I'll start with you, and then Ty, if you don't mind.
To me, for me, it's like it's a couple things, right? I grew up like a lifelong Spider-Man fan, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing is that I've always held out hope that eventually they would kind of give us a hint or some type of aspect of the character that I grew up reading, because visually Venom looks fire. Look, he looks spot on. Tom Hardy is a phenomenal actor. I thought he would be able to play that iteration of Eddie Brock perfectly, but instead of going in the direction of that version of Eddie Brock, they just lean in the other way. To me, like, I was watching it and I kept asking myself, who is this movie for? Right. And by the time the movie ended, I think I realized this is for children, right? This is for like young children. Like, this is the type of movie that you can tell that they were hoping would get a Happy Meal.
Oh, wow.
Like that's how far I think this Venom is to being targeted towards children. So it's not at all like the lethal protector I wanted him to be.
Damn. Ty, you feel the same way? I mean, Ty, you feel the same way, bro? If you have
not necessarily. I mean, I don't. Yeah, not necessarily. I think that Anthony has more of a relationship with the character than I do. And so I watched this movie just strictly from an entertainment standpoint. And the movie itself I found to be entertaining. I did find it entertaining. I did think the comedic aspect was more of a focus in this movie, in this film, than the other properties. But it could be nauseating to certain people from they just couldn't. It's a continual reach for the comedic side of it. So I could see how someone could get annoyed with that. There were moments where I kind of got annoyed with Venom speaking roles because it just was too much. I think I just thought that they did too much of him talking. But overall, I don't think it was a kid's movie. I mean, there are still elements of Venom being Venom. It's just not necessarily what one would want from the Venom character. But overall, just as purely entertainment purposes, I didn't think this movie was terrible. I didn't think it was bad. Like I've heard conversations of, is it worse than the Joker? No, it is not worse than the Joker. The Joker was really, really, really bad. But this movie, I found myself at, towards the end of the movie, really appreciating the symbiotes and the possibilities and things like that. I don't know if this is going to be the last time we see a version of Venom or anything like that, and you'll just have to watch the movie. But I definitely don't think it was as bad as Anthony has made it.
Yeah, I guess I'm just mostly disappointed.
Vince, you're muted.
I think we're noticing a theme here. I think what we can basically safely say is that this movie, as of right now, I haven't seen it, but for the Venom franchise in general, I think that you go watch it in two categories, or maybe even three. One, as a Marvel fan, all right, you're like, all right, I like Marvel movies. Even though it's not MCU, I'm gonna go see it because it's a Marvel movie. Casual Marvel fan. Then you have casual moviegoer. Sounds like Ty, casual moviegoer. I'm just gonna go see. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know you're not just casual moviegoer, but you represent the casual moviegoer in this instance, right? And I'm gonna go see it. I'm not really huge on Spider-Man, but what I'm saying, it's a movie, it's out, it's new, let's check it out. Fuck with it. Then there's the Spider-Man fan who goes to see this movie. And Spider-Man fans aren't looking at this from like, yes, we're getting a Venom movie. Spider-Man fans are like, all right, you better do this shit right. All right? Because the Venom story, the story of Eddie Brock and his relationship with Peter Parker, how he ends up getting the symbiote or Prometheum X, if you're a real Spider-Man fan and you read that shit that came from the moon with Jonah Jameson's son on that fucking space shuttle, then you know what to expect. And when Venom deviates from the script, you're like, why? Why do that? There's no reason. The story itself is good enough. Why are you in LA anyway? Why are you even in California? You know what I'm saying? You're a New Yorker, Eddie Brock. So from the very first Venom, those of us who are Venom fans and Spider-Man fans had to just suspend disbelief that this is not even a story that's related to Spider-Man. So just based on our current analysis from our viewers, it sounds like the movie didn't kill. Sounds like it's not something that you would run out and spend your hard-earned money on. Is it safe to say that, fellas? Is that a safe assessment?
Yeah.
Just wait for Netflix.
This is a Netflixer. Oh man. All right. Well, if it's okay, before we move on to the next topic, I jotted down. I hope I still have it around here. I jotted down 5 reasons. Excuse me, not 5. I think I actually came up with more, but a few reasons why Venom may not receive the success that it should in this form, but still has potential to in the upcoming forms. Y'all mind? Will y'all indulge me with this before we move on to another subject real quick? All right, cool. So in my opinion,
go ahead.
All right, awesome. So this is my opinion of Venom. The first thing you all did with Venom is you didn't introduce Venom through who Venom was introduced through in the comic book, which is through Spider-Man. Do you realize why we have Agatha? Do you realize why we have the Winter Soldier? Why we have all these different shows? They were introduced to us through other projects. We generated interest, and then as a result, bam. Now I know you could say, well, Spider-Man 3. That wasn't the Spider-Man. That wasn't the Venom we got in this. We didn't get Topher Grace trying to win Gwen Stacy from Peter Parker in this. We got a completely new Tom Hardy who had a completely different story, who had nothing to do with Spider-Man. The most they did was give us an end scene where they put freaking Danny Rojas in a bar somewhere in Mexico and drop a little bit of symbiote. So that was rule number 1. That's where you went wrong. Number 2, you gave the keys of this movie to a non-true fan. Don't get me wrong, we love Tom Hardy, and he definitely did his research, but you need somebody who's invested, like a Sam Raimi. Sam Raimi would have been perfect for this project. He's a horror guy. He started the first 3 Spider-Men. Why is he not associated with this? Number 3, like Ant said, you made this a kid's movie. Okay, argue that it wasn't a kid's movie. Argue that maybe it was just a little more mature and wasn't made for kids. What it wasn't was rated R. What it wasn't was a horror. Venom is an alien that eats the heads of human beings. That doesn't belong in a PG-13 movie if you're doing it right. This movie should have got the Deadpool Logan service, and that's one of the reasons why it's not going well as well. Number 4, you made Venom into a fun-loving character. Venom is not a fun-loving character. If we're talking cartoons, spider superheroes, Marvel superheroes, stuff like that, sure. But in the comic books, Venom is a sad fuck. He's depressed. Spider-Man took his life, his girl, his possibilities, his potential. And the best thing that happened to this depressed young man, Eddie Brock, was that he gets this power that he did not want, that he doesn't deserve, he feels. But it's all happening to him at a time where his life sucks. Now, that was depicted fairly well in the first one. But this comedic element of the symbiote being some buddy cop film where one of them, is good cop, bad cop, I think it takes away from the horror element that would make this way more gritty. And then finally, you have completely misused the villains of the Venom universe. I haven't seen this third one yet, so I'm going to hold my judgment on it. But based on what I'm seeing and what I'm hearing, it has not necessarily given us the kind of villainry that we want, especially when your fucking hero is a villain. I mean, don't get me wrong. Anti-hero is probably the proper word, but let's keep it real. If your anti-hero is one who eats heads and commits menaces and is a menace to society, even though he does some good deeds in the dark sometimes, then your villains got to be way darker than that. So they can't be Carnage. Sorry, Cletus. Sorry, I didn't like Woody Harrelson. I'm sorry. I love you. You were great in Cheers. You were great in some other shit. But Woody Harrelson should not have been Cletus Cassidy, and it should not have been based on a love story. He should have been a psycho fucking killer that killed babies and all kind of crazy shit, and that would have made it more interesting. But no, you want that PG-13 so you can get that figurine, so you can get that doll, so you can get that deal from Burger King, so you can get those toys passed out in the Happy Meals. It didn't work out like that for you, did it? Stay true to the character in some of these things, and I think you'll achieve a little bit more success. And I'll let you know how I feel after I see the movie too. Because I ain't even seen it and I'm reading y'all like this. But I'm just saying, stop taking characters and trying to make them somebody else and then force them down our throat. Give us the characters we love from the actual comic book themselves, and I guarantee you will achieve success. That's what happened with Spider-Man. It's what happened with Iron Man. It's what happened with Black Panther. It's what happened with all these other successful projects. But for Venom, we have to recreate him in an image where he has nothing to do with the motherfucker that made him who he is. You got to introduce him the right way. And no matter what actor you put in this place, you cannot achieve success with lackluster product. And this, unfortunately, is lackluster product. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm off my soapbox. Well, anyway, that's how I feel. Let us know how you feel in the comments. If you did get a chance to see it, if you feel different, let us know. Send us a video or some sort of comment letting us know, and we may even share it right here on the show. Now, yes, please, Ty, please. What's up, bro?
I was just gonna say this, and I'm sure Anthony probably shares my sentiments with this, but they completely dropped the ball on the null rollout. That was a complete failure of rolling out null. And that was a complete utter I would say there was no point in even having him in the movie, honestly. Because it was that bad of a rollout when it comes to a villain. And you know how I've always felt when it comes to Marvel. Marvel always does this with villains. They always find some way to make the villain to tap into the emotional side of the villain. I need real villains. We already a villain is we're not supposed to like the villain, but this is one of those complete and utter failures on Sony's part. That part was terrible.
And can you concur?
Muted.
Yeah, this is heartbreaking. This is up there with like Gore the God Butcher disappointing. Like,
damn.
For people who know these characters, like you really invested in these characters. It's like kind of like the characteristics of Tom Hardy's Venom not being true to how he was created. You see this with Null to a degree, in my opinion. Like he kind of was. It's like somebody at Sony was like, all right, we wrote the script for the movie. Who's going to be the villain? And then they just threw him in. And it was like, it was just really, really disappointing because he was such a well-intended character in the source material. Like when he came out in the comics, it blew comic nerds off our feet, right? Like he was freaking amazing. Like, oh, I didn't even think Venom could have an arch nemesis, but here we go. Now he has one. And it really, really hurts to see this kind of handling of such a great villain that was created by this guy, Donny Cates and Ryan Stegman. Like Marvel really messed up Null, and I want to say that this is along those same lines. This is really, I mean, Marvel messed up Gore the God Butcher, and this is along those same lines with how Sony did Null.
Well, I haven't. Well, you know what? I haven't seen it yet, so I'll leave it alone. But man, it sounds like it didn't go too well. We have another member of our kind of crew who also is into Spider-Man Venom. I want to welcome Vinny, Minnie. I just thought it's Minnie.
Hey, my name, got it in.
What's going on, Minnie?
Yeah, dude. My brother, see you up there to the right, Mr. Anthony. Nice to meet you. I never met you before. It's been a pleasure in the last few seconds. Vince, you look like Michael X, and I love it. After alopecia. My girl down there to the bottom, to the right. Oh, you look so good, girl. You look like me, a black cat. And I'm glad that my brother's wearing all black because I know the Yankees are hurting right now. So I appreciate y'all for having me here. I love y'all. Great swim, nigga. Great swim.
Yo, why Yankees catching strays?
Last time I heard Big Night Like Us. But yeah, when it comes to the Venom,
where the Red Sox at? Where the Red Sox at?
Waiting on y'all. We're just waiting on y'all. Come on with it. Come on with it.
This is the wrong podcast. All right.
I apologize. But I haven't seen the movie Venom. I haven't, but I've been disappointed by Marvel so many damn times by now that it's just I don't expect much of it. It's sad. Like it's sad that they took that role because Tom Hardy is really, really good at it. When you give him a role that he can follow. I'm not saying he's the greatest actor in the world, but he can follow a role. If you would have gave him something more sinister, maybe, or he might have been able to get there. You know what I'm saying? But having the buddy cop thing, he just kind of threw everything off from the get-go. So I don't have high hopes. Of course, I'm gonna watch it because I'm a nerd. But it's just and the Noah thing, I knew that was coming anyway because. And not that he was coming as a character, but they were going to mess it up completely because they haven't rolled out a good villain since Thanos, maybe. So I give it to my boy too when they started rolling out Jonathan Majors. They did an okay job with that. And, they ended up fumbling the bag at the end, but those two rollouts are probably the best in the last decade or whatever of villains for Marvel. But other than that, they just keep fumbling the bag when it comes to a villain, which is crazy. Because if you think about it, when it comes to storyline, the villain kind of drives the story. The heroes are cool, but the villain drives the story every time. So you want to get that right.
That's true.
Yeah, he's 100% right. And Minnie brings up a really good point. Who is Marvel's latest villain that we have had any fear of? What is Marvel's latest? When is the last time a villain from Marvel came out and we was like, oh, you know what I'm saying? I honestly can't think of. It may be Thanos. For a little bit, it was He Who Remains. When He Who Remains in episode, I want to say 7. Well, since then, but since then, when He Who Remains came in episode 7 of Thanos, and Jonathan Majors gave us that 15-minute monologue in which we were all floored. And I don't think any Marvel fan has ever been floored by somebody just sitting in a chair and talking.
Oh,
I don't know if we've had that feeling since then. I didn't get it from the I ain't gonna lie. The villain in Xavier's daughter was nuts in Deadpool, but she didn't give me like, you know, oh my god. But the finger shit was crazy. The thing, using his hand as a bowling ball practically, that shit was crazy. That was nuts. But I don't think Minnie's onto something here. Like Marvel has really dropped the ball in the villain department. Like they don't do like Thanos. Was that a one-off, or did Jonathan Majors fuck it all up? I'm sorry, I'm speaking. This is all rhetorical. Excuse me. But yo, let me ask you this real quick, Minnie, before we move on a little bit. As a fellow Spider-Man fan as well, you may not have seen this most recent villain, Venom 3, but we've seen Venom 1 and 2. All right.
Right.
And is it safe to say that is it safe to say that this franchise, this opportunity has been squandered, like with the Venom movie rights kind of being given to Tom Hardy, kind of the same way. I feel like Tom Hardy got the keys the same way that Channing Tatum wanted the keys to Gambit, but it was like no. You know what I'm saying? But they went ahead and gave the keys to Tom Hardy. Has he done the franchise well?
That's what I was saying at the beginning. Like I can't blame Tom as much as I can blame the writer. Mm-hmm. Like it sucks when you have the guidelines that you have, because even if you wanted to take some kind of creative, you know, authority and make it a little bit more himself, the writing is so goofy that when he has to be Venom, he's just too over the top. There's no feeling that Venom side. Like the whole point of Eddie Brock is that you got Eddie Brock, who's a depressed dude, like you're saying, you know, he's going through a lot, blah, blah, blah. But then you have Venom, who's like, it's like having two bad angels on your shoulder. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole point of Venom. Like he's like antagonizing him, like, no, kill him. Like you know what I mean? So like you don't get that at all. You get that funny guy, like, oh, hey, you gonna eat some herbs today? Like what? Like, whoa, I'm there. First of all, pounds, Diddy, chill out. And but it's just too much. It's too goofy, bro. Like, what makes me mad is that I thought they were going somewhere when they started doing Wolf by Night, when they started doing Moon Knight, when they started. So I'm like, ooh, they get into the scary, they get into the horror part of Marvel. We're about to get some things, and then they go and do this. I mean, it's Sony, but still, it's just like, oh, come on, man, you're almost there. And it's not like we're in a time that you can't pull off things of this nature. Like you see Terrifier pull numbers, right? So movies of that nature can pull numbers. So it's like you don't have a excuse of I don't want to do it like this because I'm gonna lose. Of course, you lose the toys and things of that nature, but it still will do numbers if you do it the right way.
Right.
I think you're onto something. I will just caveat that by saying, Werewolf by Night and those other projects are MCU project. This is a Sony project. Right. Sony has had some issues with just mastering how to manage the Spider-Man franchise. Period. I mean, they still won't release that shit. You know, Spider-Man we were lucky to get No Way Home in the family feud that had to go on for that, and to get Topher Grace.
Tom Hardy.
No, not Tom Hardy. Andrew Garfield.
Andrew Garfield. And we're talking about
in that movie was a lot of looping, but I agree wholeheartedly. If horror movie fans were to turn up to a Friday the 13th movie where Jason Voorhees was cracking jokes, right, and being all funny, they'd probably be a little turned off. And I think that's what's happening with Venom fans. We're like, no. that's not right. I'm not afraid. Right. Now, I will say this. If you go back and watch the very first one, there were a few moments where they got it right. When he first decided to let Venom be Venom, and towards the end, when Venom was just started eating, shit, that was like, and like that was a moment of rage. There was a moment there where I was like, oh, okay, I'm here for this. And then they did the Carnage thing, and it went out the window. So here's my, and then we can go ahead and move on. Talk a little bit. I would like to do a couple jump balls with some of the subjects, and then we're gonna talk From, if y'all don't mind, because From will continue to have free reign to fuck my brain. No regard. But let me just throw this out there real quick. So for just in closing for the Venom thing, I would say that I think that the way forward for Venom would be to include Tom Hardy in Spider-Man movies as Venom and take away all of his ability to have any writing, production, direction. No. From now on, you've already established Tom Hardy is Venom. He looks the part. He damn near sounds the part. You can even give us a multiverse Venom where he's the same Tom Hardy, but much more fierce because he was actually a New Yorker as he's supposed to be in the first place. And he can stay Tom Hardy. Excuse me. Tom Hardy can stay Eddie Brock, but I just think that you got to kind of move on from the Venom franchise, and you got to start to integrate Venom into the Spider-Man world. You've already tried to start creating your Rosario Dawson character within the Venom universe in Ben Parker in Madam Web. So you can move some of these characters around in the Sony universe. I just don't think that I don't want to see no Venom 4 or any talks about it. I like this. Either you use this character in other Spider-Man movies or you kill this franchise completely and start over. But this shit has got to end. And I ain't even seen it yet. So I might come back next week and be like, you know what? I seriously doubt that because I trust Todd and I trust Ant. But yeah, I don't know. I think that this needs to go a completely different direction. So glad it got out there, Venom. Good luck to you. It doesn't seem like it's doing too well in the theaters yet, but let's see what happens with the numbers this weekend, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about it a little bit later. All right, let's move on to a couple of things. Now we had a couple projects before we talk about a little bit of New York Comic Con, and like I said, From what say us about the news that Blade is not coming back? That it may be completely removed from the schedule. Now, removed from the schedule, I don't think necessarily means that it's not going to be made anymore. But what do we think, Jump Ball, about this news? Is this welcoming? Ant, Minnie, Yaz, what do we make of this? Are we happy?
I'm happy.
I think Anthony meant to say I'm the same. He was happy before and happy now because we expected this shit any goddamn way. It's not like we had high hopes of this shit happening. We've been getting crushed for the last 7 years. So, we're fine with it because we saw this shit coming. We've been losing hope over and over and over again. And there's no more squeezing that love out of my heart for Blade anymore because I truly don't give a damn. I don't know what the fuck y'all gonna do no more. I love the choice at first. I was like, oh man, Machina, he's good, he can do it. And then 100 writers got fired, and I'm like, okay, well maybe the writing really sucks. But then how many writers can suck? War number 15. Bro, what is going on? It's like it makes me feel how I felt when I realized the Tyson movie was never gonna be made. When I was like, Jamie Foxx been talking about being Tyson for the last 100 years. So it's the same thing in my heart. I wanted to see it. Would love to have it, but I don't give it in no more. Now the Predator movie, bring it on. Why not? Gotta switch it with something.
All right, Anthony, what were your thoughts, man? Minnie's so stupid.
I'm happy because I don't trust Marvel with their writing these days. Like if this was like Phase 3 Marvel, they was firing all cylinders, Black Panther, Infinity War, Endgame, they hitting us with their best, then yeah, I would have been excited. But this is Phase 4, Phase 5 Marvel writers, right? And is not. It's different. It's real different right now. So when they said that Mahershala Ali was going to take on Blade, but it sounded like he had some sort of elevated control over how the character was going to be interpreted, I had hope. And when he was when the movie didn't come out, I was like, yo, this is quality control. I wish someone was doing this for Marvel movies from the beginning. And, you know, just like kind of like we said, you know, I can't think of a good villain from a Marvel movie since Thanos. You know, I kind of like Jonathan Majors, but they really ain't been handling their villains well. I still remember Stephen Dorff from the first Blade movie, right? That dude, like, I still remember that dude. He was a problem, even though he was like a nobody. So when, you know, now that they kind of took it off the calendar, do that. You know, take your time to get it right, because I don't want them to put out a Blade movie and it's in line with the type of movies they've been putting out, Deadpool and Wolverine being the exception, because that would have really hurt me more, right? It would have hurt me more if they put out something and it was hugely disappointing than not putting out something at all. Just stop.
Wow. Okay. What about you? Yes. You have any feelings?
Yeah, I mean, definitely Marvel has been slacking, you know, in this last phase for sure. It's been hit, miss. You know what I'm saying? It's not hasn't been good. So I'm not mad, because not only did Wesley Snipes kind of say in the Deadpool movie that he's the only Blade, that kind of let us know, like, you know, he's not willing to give up that mantle just yet. You see what I'm saying? Like he's not ready to do that. So, I mean, no wonder why this movie keeps getting pushed back. I don't know. I don't even know if this movie is even going to ever come out, to be honest with you. Like, I really feel like they're going to keep dragging it on till we forget about it, because we're just like, oh, it keeps getting pushed back.
Yeah, you know, the funny thing about it is this feels like it shouldn't be the way it is, given that Blade was, I still believe, the father of Marvel, in my opinion. That's just cold hard facts. I mean, I just don't understand why they can go back and do this is MCU. They can go back and do a Spider-Man No Way Home movie. All right. They go back and get all the 2 other Spider-Men. They can do a Deadpool movie, bring back Logan, right? But for some reason, we're doing a Blade where the first one, 2 or 3, 2, yeah, but 3, where they were phenomenal movies. We were introduced to Ryan Reynolds, Jessica Biel. Why? Where's the excitement of the collaboration of the? I mean, we're in the middle of the phase 5 multiverse, and there's no talk of Wesley Snipes being a part of the Mahershala Ali Blade movie. Like, this isn't making any sense to me. And also, this is not looking good for Black projects in general. So we learn in the same breath that Blade is not coming back, and we also learn that Moon Girl isn't coming back. And I'm like, literally, this really fucked me up. I'm just gonna keep it real, because don't get me wrong, I kind of get it in that Moon Girl did not have the level of popularity maybe a bunch of shows did, but I'm gonna be real. Why is that? But I mean, I'll just throw it out there. I mean, did y'all get a chance to watch Moon Girl? Anybody here watch Moon Girl?
I loved it.
I loved it. Me and my daughter loved it.
Okay, so we watched it. What do y'all have any reasons for why you think this is getting canceled? I'll just throw it out there. Jump ball, anybody? I mean,
I don't think we give it a push. I don't think we get it a push. I think when I say we, I mean we as in minority characters. Well, as long as there's not a novelty thing going on where they're like, oh, it's Black History Month, so let's push all the Black characters. If it's not that, we're not getting the push that everything else is. You know, we don't get the same amount of dollars put behind these projects that you get to see them in other things. A lot of projects, you get to see that same cartoon in maybe a video game or something else. And it's a push, it's a look, it's more exposures to the world. if you didn't know about Moon Girl in America or didn't see the comic books, you really didn't know what the fuck Moon Girl was. It wasn't. We never get the push that other folks get. That's what I'm saying. And by the way, real quick, when it comes to Blade 3, I'm a huge Blade defender. Thank God for Blade 3 because of Blade 3 is the reason why we got Deadpool. Because if it wasn't for him playing that role and a producer calling him and telling him about the role of Deadpool that he never even heard before, he didn't even know who the Deadpool character was, then we would have never got Deadpool. So thank God for Blade 3. Always remember that.
I hear where you're coming from, and I know that that's how we got Ryan Reynolds. But that ain't the only way we got Ryan Reynolds. he was also in Wolverine Origins, okay, which I think is where he actually did start talking about Deadpool and actually got the green light for it. So yeah, I think he was ushered. His foot was in the door with Blade, but it wasn't until and let's keep it real. If there was no Blade 3, he probably still would have been Deadpool. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like,
should have been, but I thought it erased that out of my mind. You know what I'm saying? That never happened in my brain.
and also, let's not forget the sheer hatred that the original Deadpool version got in that Wolverine Origins. With his mouth shut, was like Deadpool with a mouth shut. You know what I'm saying? Are you outside your mind?
Blade coming out his hands,
and he was teleporting and shit. You're like, that's not fucking Deadpool. What the fuck is that? And this is before the multiverse. Sorry, I'm foaming at the mouth and everything. Yeah, all right, y'all got me. We're getting to it. We're getting to it, Debbie. Calm down. We're on the way. All right. We gonna talk about from. But let me get these last couple things out the way real quick. So I think that's enraging. But let me say this about Moon Girl real quick. I think that if you're gonna have a show where there is the smartest black girl in the universe who's smarter than Bruce Banner, smarter than Tony Stark, and you're not necessarily putting out the commercials the same way, you're not putting out the same content the same way, you're not putting out all of the same promotional content to promote the show so that we can build on it. I think it says a lot about the faith you have in the show and the faith you have in the product, and whether or not you're confident, whether or not that the masses are going to tap onto it, or if it's just going to be a niche project. And I think that's sad. It's sad, you know. And this is coming on the edge of us getting Ironheart. What are we supposed to expect from you and Ironheart, who's almost very similar to Moon Girl in that she has Tony Stark level intellect, all right? Young black girl, and what's gonna happen if you start getting those texts, those comments that say, "Oh, woke this, woke that"? Are you gonna give in, Disney, because you didn't do it for Little Mermaid? You didn't do it for Star Wars. You know what I'm saying? Like, why is this happening? You know, so I think y'all gotta talk to y'all internal review department and figure out what the fuck it is that makes it so that Moon Girl, which frankly should have been at least for the children, promoted heavily, not just on Disney, but all over the place. I mean, that show is
Scholastic.
Bro,
you know the Scholastic stuff? That should have been a Moon Girl Scholastic school thing. Same thing with Ironheart. You know, smart woman reading books, and black woman, and all. You know what I'm saying? Like, that should have been a thing. Like, what's going on?
Bro, you right onto it. Like, there's so many themes that you could move with Lunetta Lafayette. Let's just talk about look, we got all right, I'm gonna say this one thing, and I know there's folks that's getting mad because talking about Moon Girl, but let me just put this out there real quick. We're talking about a show where not only was it entertaining for the kids, but it had those messages for the adults. One of the very first episodes, one of the villains was that they live in Lower East Side, right? The Lower East Side. Instead of the Upper Side, they're in the Lower East Side. They call it the LES. And one of the first villains was this white lady who came to the hood, and she was like an electrical, like she got her the power kept going out, and they didn't understand why. And turned the light out, like it was this white lady who was coming, and she was stealing the power from the neighborhood because she needed it. You know what I'm saying? Like that was her superpower. Like she had to take power in order to, to get more powerful. But when I explained that to my daughter, what they were actually trying to convey, the way her eyes lit up when she realized the subliminal message. There's the hood, and there's his white lady coming to take power from the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? Are you not seeing the messages that there's like? And this is one of the reasons why I feel like the show didn't make it, because it's like when the parents figured out what the Jeezy the Snowman shit meant after all the kids that already got it. It's like, oh my goodness, that's what that shit meant. So I don't know. I just feel like this is a misstep, Marvel. Please reconsider. If anything, don't let the character die. I see the show had its 2 seasons. Let's keep Moon Girl alive, at least with potential for a big stream. Last quick topic. I have a question about you guys' interest in God of War. You know what? Fuck all that. Fuck God of War. We'll talk about that shit later. All right. But I do want to talk about one thing that happened last week before we get into From. Speaking of From, I saw this guy online last week, and I was wondering if y'all knew who he was. This dude here on the right, he's got an afro. He's a sheriff of town. If you've seen him, just let me know if possible we can locate him, because I've been trying to find him.
You ain't looked at a free room.
Because I know that ain't the same dude that's multitasking, who ain't listening right now. Who we got right here, who took all these cool pictures.
I like that.
Last week, yeah, my dog was at New York Comic Con, and we don't want to spend too much time on it because you know what I'm saying, we definitely got other things to talk about. Man, we definitely want to wrap up the show. But and the movie blog man went to New York Comic Con last week, and evidently it was a whole vibe. I ain't gonna lie, I did want to talk about it a little bit, but I can't get Ant to look up.
He's busy.
He ain't hearing a damn thing. He out here working, boy. He talking.
That man is getting his project managed on. Boy, you better get that thing.
He working.
I told you this. I got an uncle look just like the dude from From, though.
Oh, you do?
He hold a different kind of rock.
Yo, all right. Well, listen. New York Comic Con last week. It was a whole thing. I always love to go to New York Comic Con. We had the opportunity to go a few years back. Definitely one of my favorite things to do. And this year looks like there was a lot of news that was broke at New York Comic Con. But we don't have to talk about it today because I don't think anybody really gives a fuck, if I'm being honest. But I will say it's kind of cool. There's a couple things that happened at New York Comic Con. I know that the Black nerds were out there. One of the things that I think has become a new phenomenon is going to New York Comic Con and actually being able to have themes and find different cosplayers and make content with them and stuff like that. Like I know my man was here with the cosplay for From, which we're going to talk about in a second. But there was also some that were really into the Agatha thing, like our good friend Black Gay Comic Geek. And I thought that this was an interesting way to kind of include some of the stuff that happened at Comic-Con and make it kind of fun. So let's kind of take a look at this real quick, if you all don't mind.
Hey everyone, I am here at New York Comic-Con, and my goal is to try to find as many Agatha Harkness cosplayers as I can to complete the first verse of Down the Witch's Road. Let's see if I can do it.
Seekest thou the road to all that's foul and fair?
Gather sisters fire, water, earth, and air.
Darkest tower, wake thy power, earthly and divine. Burn and brew with coven true, and glory shall be thine.
Hold up, I had to pause it real quick because this outfit got me. Yeah, y'all realize that's the chick. That's one of the chicks. I'm assuming that's from. Am I wrong, or is that? It looks like one of those little motherfuckers that come from the bus, or is she supposed to be Wanda from WandaVision? I can tell.
No, that was Agatha's outfit in WandaVision.
In WandaVision, yeah, and the black and white.
Okay, this WandaVision. Okay, whoops. All right, I thought that she looked like one of them. Hey, come on outside. Motherfuckers from right quick.
Down the road, down the witch's road. Hey everyone, I am here at New
I love it. I love it. I love it. That's not all though. We actually have even more. Thanks to our good friend Anthony. There was a whole. Check this out, guys.
All right, y'all. My son and I is having a contest about who's going to get recognized more, Boyd or Miles. It's not going good.
Bunch of people not recognizing me. My son getting recognized. The Punisher. Me walking around, people wondering why is this homeless person here? How did he get a ticket? And like all the recognizable cosplays, right? Beast, Spider-Woman, even Cammy.
Damn, bro. Looks like oh damn, Cammy got cake. Sorry.
I'm done, bro.
At the bell.
Master Roshi, Goku,
Dragon
Ball Z.
Spider-Boy. That might be the first Spider-Boy I've ever seen cosplay. And he looked real good. Powerpuff Girls got recognized.
Walk us through what's going on here. This right here.
So this is like a little meetup area that a lot of cosplayers go to.
Can't break me. You hear me? This fucking place can't break me.
Oh.
That's how I feel when I pay for stuff.
Some Ghostbusters. What else is going on?
What are you seeing? Yeah, walk us through it, man. What are you seeing here, man? What's going on? So you got your son, y'all are there.
Yeah, we was walking around trying to see who's going to get recognized the most. And like my son gets picked up and taking photos with my wife all the time. And he's sitting here talking shit to me the whole show. He's like, yo, how many photos you took? how many people recognized you?
Yo, that is a thing, right? Like when you start going to Comic-Con as a cosplayer, all of a sudden, instead of you just being a casual member of the convention clique, you're now finding yourself looking forward to getting pictures taken of you. Hold on, let's see what else you got going on. Look at you, yo, A1, that is on point, man. You got to get up.
The beard, everything.
Check out the movie, and if I'm not mistaken, yeah, man, there's a few. I'm probably jumping ahead on this, but there's some giveaways and a bunch of stuff. Like you get to, talk to us about like your whole experience real quick, and then what else it is that you got going on before we jump into this last From episode and some Penguin and maybe a little Agatha.
Yeah, so I was able to go to New York Comic Con for all 4 days, and I had a pretty good experience. The 4th day was actually my birthday.
Hey,
thank you.
Happy birthday, man.
Thank you. What did I do? I was able to meet up with the casts of The Walking Dead Dead City and The Walking Dead Daryl Dixon. So they had like a nice little press conference for us. We were able to sit down and talk to them for like, I think like 30-40 minutes each, which was really fun. Cause like I haven't they give some compelling reasons to try to be excited for The Walking Dead again. So I was really excited to do that. I was also able to meet up with director Tim Miller. I think he did what did he do? He did I think he did one of the Ghost Rider movies, the second one, I think, and I think he did the Deadpool movie and the first one. And he's got this new show coming out on Amazon called Secret Level. So Secret Level is that anthology series that some people might have seen where it's like a bunch of video game characters. We got Mega Man, we got Warhammer, and a whole bunch more. Oh, nice. The cast leaked, and he was able to sit down and talk with me for like 15 minutes about the movie with me and a couple other people doing a round table. So I actually have footage of that. I'm going to publish at some point. I don't know when I'm going to put it out. And lastly, Netflix invited me to a dinner party where I was able to meet the actor Christopher Sean. who is the voice in the new Ultraman movie, Ultraman Rising. And he's a really cool dude. He's a really cool dude. So people who might have been paying attention to my Instagram probably saw us exchanging stories back and forth for a while. Really proud of this dude. He was nice enough to like take some pictures with me and also sign my nice little cool Ultraman Rising hat.
Oh boy, so that thing worth something, boy.
Yeah, so I got this Ultraman Rising hat. I'm actually doing a giveaway for fans who are interested. I'm going to give away my Ultraman Rising hat. I think I'm finally going to give away my talisman from and a whole bunch of other stuff, right? I get so much stuff, and I'm about to get a whole bunch more as award season starts of gifts and things specifically for press. Hold on, I actually have some stuff right here. So, like, this is a weird one. I don't know, but it was creative. They gave me this cool old retro '90s Glenn Powell T-shirt.
Hey.
Okay. In high school, right? We had the one with Aaliyah, with DMX. Everybody had one of these T-shirts in the '90s. They gave me the Hitman movie, his 3 daughters. They also give you the actual screenplays. So for anybody who's ever interested in like movies or wondering like how does the table read go, things like that, you can actually see the actual screenplay that they use. If you're an aspiring actor, you can actually see what they referenced in order to create these characters. And I have a bunch more. I'm going to start giving away 3 mystery boxes to fans and followers. You got to do a couple things to participate. 1, you got to follow the new Blerd Order. 2, you got to follow me. I'm going to put the link in the chat. I have it first for my Patreon members. And yeah, go ahead and enter. There's more ways to enter. You could get some points, but I'm going to have a random drawing in the coming days. 3 lucky winners are going to get some really, really cool stuff from my personal collection. Maybe even one of these autographed comics. But I'm going to do that giveaway this week.
Nice. Whoa, are you saying that some lucky member or listener or viewer has a chance to win some products and all they have to do is follow the movie blog online and the new Blerd Order, Anthony? Is that what we're saying?
That's it. I just enter for free. Winners, you know, I'm going to mail stuff out. Now, I always say this. If people are a little apprehensive with giving away their home address, here's a pro move. Mail it to your job.
Oh, whoa. Whoa. Knowledge has been dropped. I hope y'all peeping. So, yes, man, go ahead. Follow the movie blog, YouTube, Instagram, Christian Mingle, Farmers Only. All right. Make sure you do it and hit that new Blerd Order too while you at it. If you ain't already there, man, let's go ahead and get this thing official, man. And I would like to hear from the winner. When you all win, I want to hear how much that product goes on eBay for. I want to know how much that. Let me start.
I think chick knows. She's won some stuff from me before.
Oh, for real? Oh, who is it? Which one? Who is it?
Gothic chick. She's one of the commenters in the comments right here. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh, Gothic chick.
She's one of my day ones. I appreciate her every time she shows up.
You gotta love the day ones. One of our day ones is frankly Minnie
and Lisa.
And Lisa, who's in the building right now. But yeah, Gothic chick. It might even be Chica. Is the 4 supposed to be an A? Did I read that right? Am I reading the numerology? Listen, thanks for joining. We have much to discuss. And if you happen to win again, maybe we can have you on to discuss your winnings. Now, I know who didn't win, as everybody in this new town. Oh, I don't even know if it's a new town. In this town, wherever it is that From is from. And I don't know, man. I feel like this show is so this show is so frustrating, man. But I ain't gonna lie. This week it got a little it got cringe. It got cringe. Can I say it got cringe?
What got cringe? What got cringe for you?
All right. Well, we're gonna go ahead and move into From now. So for those of y'all who haven't been caught up, just know that we're about to go ahead and get into it. There will be spoilers. The shit comes out on Sunday. So if you ain't watched it by now, then you really don't want to watch it. You know what I'm saying? So let's go ahead and get to the From episodes. Minnie, I don't know if you're into from or not, but if
Yeah,
you
yeah.
okay, you caught up?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So can I ask one question before you start? Was it the reunion that was cringe for you? Okay.
Nah, it has nothing to do with walls.
Walls.
Yeah, and people being put into walls.
Oh yeah, okay. That was crazy.
That's creepy.
Technically, it was a pool.
It was a pool. Yeah, well, the wall in the pool. All right, so let's just go ahead and go there. This all right. So where are we now within the story? Evidently they've got back. I don't. All right, so y'all gonna have to help me with the names. You know, I'm terrible with names. But old girl right there, the one who she came back. Tabitha. She came. Yes, you want to run it down right quick? You so much better than.
I got you, Vince.
All right. Ass breakdown for that ass. Go ahead, get your stuff ready, bro. Let's go ahead and do it. What's up, guys?
That's so funny. All right, so guys, we're gonna recap episode.
Yes.
I was gonna say that's Anthony. He's like, hey. We're gonna recap episode 5 real quick. So basically, it starts out with Tabitha returning back to the town. Everyone has a million questions, so Boyd has this great idea of let's have a meeting at the diner and discuss everyone's questions on how Tabitha got back and what she did while she was out. And during this time that everyone's gathering, Tabitha is explaining to her family basically what happened, how she got from the tree to Henry to back to the town. And in all of this, she's kind of trying to figure out how she's going to explain this to everybody from the town because it sounds super crazy. Well, we go into town and we're going to have a meeting, but Victor, his dad is here and he returns home with Sarah, and Donna lets him know that your dad is here, and he's like, nah, that's bullshit. He can't fucking be here. Well, Daddy's home, and we're gonna have a lovely reunion, but Victor's not ready because he was a little boy when he left his dad. So he goes running out of the house and back to Sarah, and they go on this long little trek through the woods to try and do whatever the hell they're doing because Victor has got to find Jasper. That's going to be an interesting adventure for them too. So while we're doing all that, we go back and we go to the town meeting, and well, things are kind of heating up. The town people are frustrated. They want some answers, and Dale's trying to do the best to explain to them that all this shit is taboo. Nothing makes sense. So basically, I mean, even if she gives you answers, they're not the answers that you're going to be basically looking for. No one wants to hear that shit, of course. Well, Julie, she skips out of the town meeting to go find her eighth that was sitting upstairs in one of the drawers. And who does she find? Lo and behold, Elgin trying to fucking swing a damn, what was that? Like a stove poker at her? I don't know what the fuck he was trying to do with that thing in the middle of the day in the house. But he's still tripping out about that kimono lady with the help me. So that poor boy. I mean, these children are definitely haunted, and it is beautiful that they have found some peace and solace in smoking weed together and finding cool vintage 80s clothes. And we're gonna have a movie montage in the basement. Let's use the Polaroid camera to take some pictures. Well, while this is all going on, Tabitha finally shows up at the diner, and everyone is like, "So what the fuck happened?" Well, right. Tabby tells them she did contact someone. She did not tell them anybody was in the town and that they were stuck there and that everyone needs help. So this is pretty bad because you know what happens with the town people? They get fucking pissed. They're like, "Yo, bitch, you wasted all this time. What the fuck?" I mean, I honestly, I get how angry they were, but at the same point in time, she was just trying to tell them what happened. So she went, she found Henry. They, talked. They, did all of the reminiscing, trying to figure out things. And they were on their way to the tree when, they got into a car accident and bam, ended back here in the ambulance. Okay, that does not answer anything for the townspeople. And they're all fucking pissed. They're like, "Dude, you wasted it. What the fuck? We're going to go look for the tree." Well, Del gets this big idea that he wants to be the first Power Ranger on the journey, and he's like, "I'm gonna go find this fucking tree. I'm going home." Well, this doesn't sit well with everyone in the diner because now Ellis is mad, Fatima's mad, and Boyd's just trying to keep everyone together and peace. And Boyd's like, "Ellis, what the fuck? You're supposed to have my back, not stir the pot." Well, he fucking stirred. They're ready. They're ready to go home. So. What happens here? Everyone leaves. Everyone goes off in their own ways. And Fatima is going to go back to her little dumpster basket of disgusting, moldy vegetables. Pregnancy. I'm not going to lie. I can't wait to tell you what my cravings are when I get there. I'm not going to lie. I'm afraid it's not dirt and moldy vegetables. But oh my God. Listen. Power to that girl because she's healthy again. That baby monster thing and growing inside her. The little alien baby. It's getting healthy. And now Ellis is like, "Where's my wife going in the shed while everyone's going in the house? The fuck's going on?" And she's like, "Listen, you can't fucking help me. I'm pregnant with a monster. You did this to me." Basically, that was basically what she said to him. And I felt her empathy, and all he said was, "I'm just trying to help." Well, he can't fucking help her, which is okay because, who can help her? Oh God, I can't with this baby. This baby is freaking me out. I'm not gonna lie, guys. See this fucking baby before the season ends. We have to see this fucking baby is all I'm saying. I want to see this baby. Anyway, so then we're, all walking around and Victor is still trying to figure out how he's going to talk to his dad. And little Ethan is like, hey, are you Henry? Are you Victor's dad? I'm his best friend. He said, "Oh, you know a lot about Victor. Let's go take a walk. I'm going to feed the animals." Well, I think Henry pointed out one of the most significant things that I honestly have been asking myself since we started watching season 1. Why is there a sign that has a hotel sign that says no vacancy with a pool? There's a pool. Where the fuck is the hotel at? Right? So let's go take a walk, for the animals. And who do we see on our journey? Oh, family reunion time. It's Victor and Daddy time. This was heartfelt watching Victor ugly cry. I'm not gonna lie. I almost shed a tear. It was beautiful. And Dad just opened arms, and it was a moment, and I loved it. I'm not gonna lie. But now we gotta go and figure out. Tabitha is like, "Fuck this. I'm going to Jade. Jade, we're going to the fucking tree. We're going to go find some answers." And Jim's like, "Whoa, bitch. You can't take Ethan with you, though. You got to calm the fuck down. He's a child. He tried to run off. Do you really want him going to that damn tree?" She's like, "All right, Ethan, you got to stay the fuck with your dad." Well, while Jade and Tabitha are off trying to figure out what the fuck are in those bottles in that tree, guess who comes strolling along? It's Dale, the Power Ranger. Well, this motherfucker's like, "Is this the tree? It's fucking cool. This is a fucking cool tree." So you just get in it and that's it. Motherfucker climbs into the tree and he's gone. And Jade and Tabitha are like, "He climbed to the fucking tree. He's gone." Holy fucking shit, that's what it looks like? Well, my Boyd is in town and he's trying to, reminisce these guilty feelings that he done left Randall for dead to save everyone else and to get answers about where Tabitha came from and Henry came from. Oh, guess what? Dale ends him in the fucking wall of the pool. Bro, this dude was stuck like this.
Yo, come on. Yo,
Boyd's like, "Who wants to go through the fucking tree now? Who wants to go through the fucking tree now? I'm trying to save you people."
Yo.
And then that was, basically the end of the scene. And it was, shit was fucking crazy. So yeah, that was our recap for episode 5.
Yes.
That was a yes-tastic recap.
Yes. Pull up, man. Oh man, I ain't got my applause button and freaking Ty's not here. Thank you. So, yo, yes, come through. Okay, so one more time though. How did he look when he was in the wall in the pool?
You ready? You ready? Okay, hold on.
Yo, you got me dying because that's spot on. I'm trying to put it in here real quick. But for those who haven't already watched this, like I already said, this was the part that was cringe for me. So this we just start from the end and go backwards. This motherfucker was yo, this is a rare moment in From, if I could say so. Because I think that From does a decent job of not just giving you the predictable outcome. Like, oh, well, obviously this is going to happen. But in these last couple episodes, there have been some predictability a little bit. First of all, yes. Could you do it one more time, man? I'm so sorry. That shit is so funny to me. That shit one more time, yo. Yo, this is what she's talking about. Yeah, it's just so. But here's what I love. Yo, I remember the very second X-Men movie, right? X-Men. I think it was
Last Stand.
What was the the Last Stand was the third one. The second one was
X2.
Yeah, X2. Where we finally met Nightcrawler, right? We finally got our live action Nightcrawler. And at one point in time, they asked Nightcrawler to just teleport into, because the villain was Stryker at the moment. Stryker who had made Wolverine he gave Wolverine his adamantium. And, so they were asking Nightcrawler if he could just teleport into the fortress. And he was like, I have to see where I'm going. Otherwise, I could end up in a wall. In
the wall.
And I never really envisioned what it would look like. But yes, thank you, From what the fuck it looks like when you get teleported into a wall. Like, you're like, oh, and yo. The fucked up part is they couldn't even kill him fast enough.
No.
Like, Boyd comes in and like, hey, I'm the sheriff around here. You know what I'm saying? He's like, bitch. And he's like, hold on, before you kill me.
He's like, let me try and take you out. Wait.
Before you shoot me in the head.
What's your skin I'm taking off? Hold on.
Was there nobody like, hold on. Like when this dude right here fell underneath the house, the whole town was like, yo, let's get him from out the house. When old boy showed up in the wall, they was like, oh shit, he's in the wall.
Yeah.
They screamed.
That's what he did.
They screamed.
Oh, that's what he did.
Damn. Yo, look, he's in the wall. Everybody come look. He's in a wall. That was no attempt.
How are they supposed to help though? And in that case, I'm just saying though, Jim with the house.
Look his hands. He's doing the Han Solo frozen in carbonite shit. Like he's like get a pickaxe. I love you. I know. No pickaxe. Nobody went and get the shovel. Nobody went.
Oh god, that's funny.
Nobody even attempted. They was like, yo, you see what's going on in the pool? Yo, this nigga's in the wall, yo. Everybody stood outside the damn wall. Nobody went in. Nobody even attempted to help. They literally just they just stood there and look at everybody outside. Look at everybody outside. The goddamn.
Look at Boyd's face, like, do I shoot him or do we try to get him out? Like he's contemplating life right now. Like he's like, do I kill him now or wait for him to die?
Do I wait for bullet?
One of the right, like because in Walking Dead they'd be like, oh no, get the sledgehammer, my nigga. Like get the crowbar.
Okay, so Law had a great point here. The cement was inside him, Vince. It was like he was like you know what I'm saying? Like he was what was shown was the only thing that was like not completely cemented. You see what I'm saying? Like look right here how it's cracking. You don't even see his body. You just see literally like it's the wall. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I mean, he's like a friggin' stone person now. Like, it's insane.
Yo, but the look that Boyd gave him, like, one of the underwritten, celebrated things about this show is Boyd's reactions to shit. Like, I just love how he reacts to shit. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you're like, I don't know. Like, I love that. Like, I love that he doesn't have all the answers. Like, what do we do now, Boyd? You got the vial. Do we put him on? I don't fucking know. Let's dip the vial in bullets. I don't fucking know. I'm here with y'all. You know what I'm saying? So they come and get Boyd. Boyd's like, all right, we're gonna catch one of these moments. Like, oh, Boyd, yo, you need to come see this. All right. Boyd shows up. God. Man,
I like when he talks to his sons. Every time he talks to his son, he's like the most animated shit. Like when he talks to pick one of the motherfuckers. Right? We was
he starts straight to his dad. He's there right now. Okay, stop. No, Dad, we need to do something, man. Why don't we do something? All right. Come on. Pick which one? Right. Little girl.
Whose life you gonna sacrifice? Which one of them? Pick.
It's about guns and butter, you dumb motherfuckers. So, like, Boyd showing up and being the black dad is just so funny to me. Like, even when I know this is probably not funny, but even when they was ripping old girl apart, what was her name?
Tai Chan, yeah.
Oh, he was like, oh shit! Oh, that's fucked up. Look at me! He was like, I'm sorry. I know. I get it. Shit! Look at me!
I feel bad for the cop too. The cop tried to talk to him, and he went off on that bitch.
Yes, he did. He said, how are you supposed to, know what the fuck's going on here? You've been here for what, 24 hours? He said, and in that time, you got 2 people killed. You handcuffed one to the fucking bus, left them. He was like, what the fuck? I don't need your help. He was like, get the fuck out of here.
Are we friends? Bitch? I didn't know we were friends. Like, since when we friends, bitch? I had no idea. Like, police, we still on earth, bitch. You still the police. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure. I was waiting, friends. So you gonna give me advice? We should do what? Do some shit to distract everybody, bitch. How about you kill the motherfucker? How about you distracted the shit out of them? Who the fuck you think we is, ho? Just got here, bitch. I got a pregnant monster on the way. My little daughter-in-law is eating dead people from the inside, bitch. I got more shit to worry about than you coming up here trying to boss us around and tell us who the fuck it is or what the fuck it is we're supposed to be doing. Like, straight up. So let me ask y'all this. Did they set this up?
By the way,
go ahead, man. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, guys, by the way, I have a monster inside of me, and you did this to me. Was exactly how I found out my baby mom was pregnant. So that's very accurate in real life.
Parallels, they're crossing.
Is this my life? Go ahead.
First of all, just a quick shout out to Minnie's Funko Pop collection. I didn't peep how high it.
Yeah. That's little
He's coming for you, Yaz. Yaz, he's coming for you, in the Lego collection, He's coming for you, man. But anyway, real quick, and I don't know, Minnie's audio is a little weird, but we can still hear you just fine. It's fine. It just Mike sounds a little muffled, but it's okay. If you're listening on the radio, you're listening on iHeart, it's all good. Minnie's fine. He's not underwater or in a well, just somewhere in from. So yeah, man. Here's the question. And I want to ask Ant this specifically, if we can ever get his attention. Ant is doing his taxes right now. He's about 5-6 months in advance. Ant, if somebody texts Ant, hey, you're one of Ant's followers. Somebody from the movie blog. Will you text Ant and ask him if he still likes us, if we're still friends? If he has hair in the back of his head, because we've never seen the back of his head. Things like that we're just curious of. Just let us know if you can get a hold of Ant.
You're so mean. He can't even defend himself right now. You're so mean.
he's
Let
so
that man work. Let that man
that
work.
is a man at work, boy. That man is earning that check right there, boy. That man, you would never guess. Just a couple of days ago was this dude right here. But it is what it is. Let's go ahead and keep moving. So I'm curious, y'all. Did this get set up the right way? In terms of writing, did anybody else get a pinch of satisfaction when they actually laid this dude out, made him into an asshole? Let's not forget, he stabbed Boyd's son on accident or not. He stabbed Boyd's son. So now he's kind of, you know what I'm saying, he's the impatient one. This was a brief moment of what I would call guilty satisfaction. Good job on the writers, you believe? Or, in my opinion, could they have done it where we actually liked this character, where they gave us somebody who was actually decent, and then they just were so obsessed with getting out that it hurt a little more. When we saw him die or saw him trapped in a hole, we was all kind of glad. But maybe it would have been more impactful if it wasn't somebody who they had already given us a reason to dislike. What you think, Yaz? Did it work better this way?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I also just like I'm not really sure, honestly. You just caught me in between my thoughts.
Hey, that's cool. That's cool. Well, that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about with these questions. I have other questions for you. So we all saw what happened the week before. All right. At the end of the episode, there was basically a sacrifice that was made for the greater good of the whole. And that was for a young man by the name, what's his name again? What's the dude that don't nobody like? Randall. A young man by the name of Randall ended up getting basically sacrificed for the masses so that, you know, they could get. Now, here's a question I have. Did that have to happen? All right, I'm going a little bit into the weeds. I'm going into the weeds here, but let me ask you this. So let me walk you through the scene. Randall, he's supposed to go and get some shit, right? And everybody's being attacked or whatever. And then Boyd, they're all frantically trying to escape. Boyd's like, oh shit, where are the keys? Where are the keys? Where are the keys? He turns around and one of them's like, oh, here they are. Are we looking for these?
So
here's the keys. But your boy stays with us. And she says it, and I honestly, this is one of the things I love about the show, even though I have some weird feelings about it. I love the mystique of these creatures and us not knowing what they are, who they are, what it is that they're capable of. I didn't know that they could just have a conversation. And I mean, they literally walked up on Boyd and was like, what's up, Boyd? Oh, you looking for the keys? Where go the keys, bro? You good? Why you just say you was looking for the keys? Oh, you need the white. Oh, no. He stayed with us. That's just how it is. You get it though, right? We good? We cool? You know what I'm saying? Basically how it went down. And he was like, and I mean, so 2 questions.
Okay.
Number 1, did that have to happen that way?
Yes.
Has anybody ever hit any of those creatures with a moving vehicle?
No. But I was thinking about that, but he didn't have the fucking keys and he would have killed Randall in the, you know what I'm saying, in the process. No matter what. They were circled around him. So no matter how he would have trajectory through them motherfuckers, Randall would have been at the end of that plow, and he's human. So we already know what's happening.
He couldn't have driven around them and tried to pick off one after. No.
He was on the floor too, on top of that. So I mean, like, unless he saw him directly and like went over him correctly, you see what I'm saying? And Randall stood still like a dead animal, like, you know what I'm saying, like playing dead. Nah, he was gonna go out. Well, what's your second question, real quick, before I answer the first one?
Second question is, would that have been an acceptable course of action if that was anybody but Randall? Is Randall the only one that he would have left in that situation? Or if that was Tabitha or one of the kids, you know what I'm saying? Would he have turned around and left him? Or was it simply because Randall came in, gun cocked, all heavy, you know what I'm saying, swinging his dick like he was better than everybody else? And it seems like karma is a thing. Old boys ended up in the pool. This dude ends up with the creatures. Would anybody else have gotten that same treatment? Yes.
Okay, so to answer the first question, yes, I think that had to happen, and it was Randall specifically because he literally stated he's watching them like clockwork. They are creatures of habit. He knows all of their movements. He knows what they do, when they do it, where they go, what, you know what I'm saying? He knows all of it because he watches. He said he doesn't have any curtains, so he knows them. They're creatures of habit. So with them listening, you know what I'm saying, to everything going on in the town and the conversations and stuff like that, that is an important thing. Like, well, Randall knows all of our stuff. If him and Boyd connect, the one person to hope, and that's figuring shit out, that's not going to be good for us because now they know what we do, how we do it, and they're trying to catch them as well. So you see what I'm saying? Like, all these things kind of coincide with each other, and that's another thing. Like, they need Randall because they don't want to kill, and that's another thing. They didn't want to kill Randall. They wanted to fuck with Randall and fuck with Boyd using Randall because of his guilt. You see what I'm saying? And because he had to choose between leaving him and saving everyone else, which was Tabitha and her dad and Jim, because of the kids, because they need to find out what the hell happened when Tabitha was gone. You see what I'm saying? Like, there was more possibilities for them, the whole town, to go home with the people that were in the ambulance than it was to save Randall. You see what I'm saying? Saving Randall, what was that going to help? Randall's already on a suicide mission to get home. You see what I'm saying? He already said to Boyd multiple times, you're going to do something stupid, I'm going to be there too. If it involves us getting home, I'm down. I'm going to help. Randall has stated that from the get. You see what I'm saying? Like, and yes, he is a sketchy, very, temperamental individual, but Boyd is trying everything that he can possibly do now because everything that they've tried already has led hope and then led to not hope. And everyone is dwindling on, you know what I'm saying? Like, we don't have any answers. Boyd is usually the answer guy. He's not giving us anything now. So you see what I'm saying? Like, all these things kind of go into that. And Randall is just kind of, unfortunately, he was the pawn in the game, technically speaking. You see what I'm saying? Like, so the reason why the nurse, and he specifically told Boyd, the first person that comes to his window every fucking night is the nurse. She taps on the window and smiles, sings a little lullaby and everything. Like, he stated that. So she was out to get Randall no matter what. Now, the only thing that sucks is there was two nurses in that whole exchange with the keys and with Randall and Boyd. There was an older nurse that handed Boyd the keys, and there was a younger nurse that was surrounding Randall. So we don't know which, you see what I'm saying, nurse is the one that's been technically watching him the way that, he's been watched. But he did say it was a nurse, and there was two nurses in that instinct. So I don't know, just for me, like, there's little puzzle pieces that are clicking together, you know what I'm saying, that are kind of like making sense. But for your second question, like I said, Randall's on a mission to try and help no matter what the consequences are. And Boyd already had, like, technically speaking, before all this happened, you see what I'm saying? Like, he decided to run back to the bus to go get the tools, but the cicadas was coming after him. You see what I'm saying? Like, Randall's still dealing with psychological problems, but yet he's trying to help as well. You see what I'm saying? Because of the scary shit that he saw when him and Julie and Muriel, that's her name, right?
I think so. I don't know.
I know, the girlfriend of Christy. Anyway, well, when they were all under, you know what I'm saying, in their dreamland, like, they saw shit. And he told Boyd, you seen the shit I seen? You'd want to get home too. I'm trying to do everything I can to help us get home.
So Ant, the question I asked to the back of your head was was the stuff that happened with Randall.
Yeah.
Two-part question. Yaz has already kind of answered the first in the comment section. Shout out to the comments. Shout out to the movie blog followers pulling up and keeping us informed on the from. The first question was, did they have to kill? Did Boyd have to let Dale die? Could he have driven over some of these monsters? And Yaz in the comments are basically like, no, that's not a thing. He was laying on the ground. He was gone. You can't pick and choose which one to run over. It's not Mario Kart.
No, I think the show is like really good with trying to bring in or hint at like scientific metaphors throughout the series. Like, they brought up Schrodinger's cat in a box like that. this is supposed to be an example of the trolley problem, right? The trolley problem is like you have two train tracks, there's a fork in them, and you ever see those cartoons where you get that switch and you could go left or go right? On one side, you got three people laid out on the track. On one side, the other side, you got one person. And it's meant to put Boyd in a situation where he has to make that decision, right? He's going to have to make a moral decision. Are you going to save three people or are you going to save one? Mm-hmm. And all of it just feels like it's psychological warfare against Boyd, right? Like he was talking shit last season, right? He was like, you can't break me. You saw me do it. You can't fucking break me, right? Like, yes, we can, right? That was like that. That was like them saying challenge accepted. And now they're deciding to find other ways to break him and other residents of town by making them have these moral questions and problems. Now, as far as like, could he have tried to run over them with a car? I wouldn't have tried that shit if I was him, right? You got to remember, these mofos are sitting here ripping through boxes. They could tear down walls. We don't really see them move quick often, but there was that one time when one of the bus people, his name was Brick, he was crushed under the house with Jim and all of them, and you saw that motherfucker like Spider-Man leap down on him. Like, we don't know what they're capable of, right? So unless you got the whole cast of The Walking Dead, Rick, Negan, Glenn, all of them mofos with you in an armored vehicle, I wouldn't try that shit if I was you. Like, don't just be sitting there thinking you can run up all of them and it's gonna be sweet. Like, you might catch this fade real quick.
Right. So the question I had for Yaz is, would Boyd have left anybody other than Randall? Anybody else in that town, I believe, would have had a different set of thoughts course through their head when that nurse gave him the key. It was like, look, you got to go. If it was the daughter, the son, if it was literally anybody else, I think he would have fought for him. But Randall, because he was an asshole, he was like, what do you think, Anthony?
If it was Kenny or Christy, I think he would have tried harder. But he don't really rock with Randall. Ever since he saw him from the first time, he's been a problem.
Exactly.
Like, I feel like the show is setting up a showdown between him and Randall at some point. But like, him and Randall, you know, from the first time Randall got off the bus, he was like, yo, I'm taking my rifle. Yep. You know how he was. He was a weird Chicago accent. Taking my rifle, you ain't taking it from me. And Boyd was like, you try to take that rifle, you go live in the woods. Right? Yeah. Like, every time he interacts with this dude, there's friction.
Yep.
So I don't think he really rocked with Randall like that. Like, you know, if you die, you die. Whatever.
Right.
But Randall, unfortunately, was in a circumstance where he actually was trying to change, right? Like, ever since Randall had that, I think so. Ever since
he's become more helpful. Like, remember he didn't save the kids. That was Sarah with the bus. You're right. So, but yeah, I mean, he
let them in his bus. He let them in. Like,
he's Sarah and them. Yeah, he's let Sarah and the kids. So yeah, I mean, Anthony does have a point. Ever since he went under and had that, you know, him, Muriel, and Julie had that weird, you know what I'm saying, like that thing that happened to them when they went to sleep, he has been more helpful towards people in the town. And he explained why to Boyd. If you saw the shit that he saw, you know, you would want to be more helpful to get the fuck out of here. Like, basically, you know what I'm saying? Like, he wants to get home because the town isn't the worst thing that could happen to them here. And he told that he like the dying here is not the worst thing that could happen to you.
Who says La said, nah, I disagree.
Yeah, La says she disagrees that LA, I'm sorry if I'm saying this wrong, he really cares about Randall.
I just think that was a guilt. It's more of a guilt thing. Yeah, like, because he had to leave him, and the monsters kept Randall alive just to show Boyd what his choices were, basically. Like, this was the result of your choice. Now you have to live with it, basically. And Randall, obviously, right now, he is very traumatized because of the experience that he had with the monsters, and people in the town are seeing that too. You know what I'm saying? Like when he was on the couch, and you know, they were trying to fix his face, he was like, "You fucking left me!" Like, the whole fucking comment, you fucking left me! Like just straight, you know what I'm saying? Like, just two-face that shit. Like, it was nuts, you know what I mean? And like, everybody who was in Colony House heard that shit. Everybody did.
It was one thing for when he left him, but then the monsters went out of their way to bring him back and make a spectacle of it. They started talking more, turned on the sirens. There was like, everybody see this. And then when Boyd saw that everybody saw that he left Randall, then it started sinking in. He was like, then his face changed. Then, because before he was upstairs toasting with Donna. Right? He was having a drink.
Donna, because Donna was like a hot fucking mess and shit. And, you know, it was, tables were switched. You're right, Anthony.
But then once everybody saw that, he was like, shit, I fucked up.
Yep.
Speaking of fucked up, can I ask something unconventional? By the way, for those waiting for Penguin and Agatha talk, we might push Agatha back a little bit because this from shit is just too high. But we got to talk Penguin. But we'll wait a little bit later in the show. So, am I the only one that when Baby Girl pulled up and pulled Boyd aside, I was like,
What, you think there's like some kind of thing going on between him and Donna?
I don't know about him and Donna, but I think Donna and him, I think she might be a little. Yeah, I gotta watch it because I, got kids. Might be a little starved. You know what I'm saying? For the, you know what I'm saying? And boys and boys.
You think she's got jungle fever and she's ready to exploit it and see where it goes, kind of thing?
Listen, I would like to quote the grandma from Nutty Professor. And man, so many years of just boiling and just building up inside and just woo! Just, you know what I'm saying? Like, listen, this is a deprived.
Oh my gosh.
This lady is deprived. And Boyd is kind of like a senior authoritative figure, which is sexy to some people. And when she was like, Boyd, come on right now. You know what I'm saying? I was like, uh-oh. And I thought she was going to start lecturing them, but she's like, what's happening? I was like, oh. So Boyd is your North Star. He's
her comfort.
Yeah. So, I mean, I ain't going to lie. I was waiting for the music to cue, and you know what I'm saying? The oil. Because I don't know, man. It felt like she's trying to make something happen. And she's not the only one. She ain't the only one caught it. Baby girl messing with Elgin now. Elgin, maybe a little questionable with regard to his orientation, perhaps. Who knows? But I don't know, man. Old girl was, the daughter was like, yo, you what's up? You're new. And then they had a little moment. They sitting there playing dress up, you know what I'm saying? And she started chasing him around. And yeah, bitch. That's how it starts, bitch. You know what you're doing. You know that.
Listen, they're the only ones in that age range, okay? They both been traumatized by some mental shit. They got a lot of things in common right now, okay? You leave them babies alone, all right?
Yeah,
they wanna try and make a chocolate swirled ice cream. I'm cool with that, okay? Leave them babies alone. But Donna,
are you cool? Are you cool with that? Yes.
I'm cool with that. I'm okay with that because, like you said, everyone needs love, and Donna definitely. I'm feeling you. She needs some kind of relief because she definitely been. You've been seeing Donna starting to crumble and break lately for sure, but also Boyd has also been, and she's been the one to put his ass back in fucking check when he was screaming at the damn police officer in the house, talking about like. It was an accident. You didn't mean to, like in front of everybody and shit. And everyone was like, oh shit, Boyd's fucking tweaking the fuck out. And she was like, Boyd, upstairs now. And he's like, like a little fucking kid, dog. That shit was great. I was like, yo, Donna just like, yo. She was like, get your ass to my room right fucking now. And he was like, and just up the fucking stairs, didn't say nothing, just walked up the motherfucking stairs. So I mean, those two, they got some definitely sexual tension going on, and I'm not gonna be crazy surprised if something accidentally happens after someone else dies.
Accidentally.
Yo, these are two adults. All right.
Right, but remember, Boyd is still grieving his wife though. That is. Hell yeah, he's still grieving in ways. He's still grieving his wife, but a little strange might be nice. It might
strange in a strange place, at a perfect time. I mean, look,
it's like
maybe
it's like Vegas. You know what I'm saying? Like what happens in Vegas, we don't talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Like when we go home.
I'm gonna quote the ex-president and say maybe she was not your first choice, but she's a choice. All right, Boyd. So just throwing that out there, man.
Ain't a lot of fishes in the sea. He gonna hook him one.
He gonna have to, but I'm just a little concerned because if they start hooking up, man, then that means that we have more potential for situations like this. And what the fuck is this? What the fuck is this?
Yo,
what
I'm
is
so
this?
mad they put this out there.
Wait, what's up with that? You see the hand though? Like it's missing fingers.
I ain't saying nothing.
It's like,
medical people
this,
know what.
like,
No,
and then the
first
thumb is like
this
that in the picture, bro.
This is a spoiler.
Look at the bottom of it. Tell me it ain't. Look at the fucking bottom of the picture. Tell me that hand isn't going like that. Yep. Look at that. Look at that alien baby. That's exactly what the fuck it is.
There's no hand. I don't see shit.
Okay, so look at the bottom. Look at the very bottom of the screen, right? You see a little finger going out this way, and then you see two at the top like this. You see what I'm saying? It looks like that kind of. You know what I'm saying? Like, tell me it don't. And then you got like a little. Then you got like a little tiny one. I mean, I'm just saying this shit.
Yeah, you're the one who sees Jesus in like a pile of shit. Like
no, I'm just saying.
Right there. I literally the fact that you see this.
You don't see this? You don't see this.
I see it, but I don't know if that's a baby. I feel like I don't know if we're reading a sonogram right.
That's what I'm saying. It's an alien hand. That ain't a fucking baby hand. Baby hands have 5 fingers, my nigga. They don't got, or they got 6. You know what I'm saying? Like we got, you know what I mean? What the fuck? The hands don't do this.
Yo.
I work in medical. Their hands don't do this. I've seen many sonograms. No.
Why you hiding your face?
Because y'all know I know. Y'all know I know.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Ooh.
It's an alien baby.
So I'm gonna say one thing.
What's it?
And this is kind of a spoiler.
Uh-oh.
Anybody up in here who's a medical professional knows how to read that.
Right.
And that's all I'm gonna say.
Right. That's
and I'm actually low-key mad at the MGM. Like I be beefing with the MGM from MGM account on social media because I feel like they be showing too much. Like smart enough people sit there and be like, wait a minute, I don't have to wait till Sunday. Right? So any nurses, any doctor, especially pediatric nurses, y'all know what that is. So I ain't gonna say nothing.
I mean, it's an ultrasound.
Mm-hmm. But of what though?
Of a rocking baby. Of a freaking baby.
He's like, is it an ultrasound?
Take my hand. Can't stop addicted to the shit thing. This nigga. Yo, okay. All right. One more question. Well, did y'all have any questions, Minnie? Yes, Ant, did y'all have anything from this last episode? Anything that freaked y'all out? Anything that you thought was worth bringing up? No.
I'm excited for the next one.
I might have missed it, but I just. Oh, go ahead, Yas. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I just love that they talking. I just love that people be talking. Right?
The things.
Yeah, because all throughout season 2, one of my biggest beefs was that people don't talk. Right? We see Jade, like as soon as Tabitha came home, I'm running I gotta go talk to her. I gotta tell her what I saw. Right? Then he goes and examines the bottle tree with her, and he's exchanging information. I don't think they ain't Cooey kids are trying to take you out. So I feel like, and I think in the next episode, everybody's gonna see that the writers, the cast, all of them, they hear us. They hear us. They saw everything we was complaining about, and you'll see their reaction in the coming episodes. I think, which episode was this? 5?
Yes, 5.
All right. So yeah, the next episode is definitely you're gonna see the fruits of that labor.
I take some issue with that, and because that would be assuming that the issue that they're writing like they're South Parking it, like they're writing the episode after, haven't they already? Isn't the season
they plot stuff out, right? But everybody is reactive to the reception by the audience, even Marvel, right? Now you see Marvel's has this special committee where they're gonna have people help give them advice on how to do stuff moving forward. I know for a fact that these writers and these actors are heavy into Reddit. They're heavy into YouTube. I know they be like, one of them, like after one of my interviews was like, oh yeah, by the way, I read your stuff. I was like, wait, what? You read my stuff? We doing this for YouTube. You go to my website? Nobody goes to my website from my YouTube. But so like that was like I know they're looking at it, and definitely I feel the vibe that there's a reaction.
Okay, all right. Well, this last question, and then let's move on and wrap this up with Penguin, and then we'll touch on Agatha in the weeks to come. I will just do a quick mention about Agatha that just like I dropped in the group, I believe I don't want to call it a 180 turn, but I want to say maybe 145, 135. I've turned around. Like I didn't turn completely around. Like, oh, I fucks with Agatha, but I'm like, I'm listening. You know what I'm saying? Some of these last two episodes have kind of given me a little bit more hope. The one before this most recent one more, when what was revealed. Now, spoiler alert, real quick. We finally learned, and we talked about it last week, that the young boy in Agatha all along is Wiccan, Wanda Maximoff's son. Changes everything for me. We'll talk about that a little later. But my last question for the From crowd is, what do we do now that we? Excuse me, not what do we do now, but let me phrase the question a little different. Do we believe that these trees are portals that give a different destination based on the person going into the portal? I asked that for this reason. When it was Boyd ended up in the castle. When it was Tabitha, she ended up by the lighthouse. When it was old boy, he ended up in the pool. Are these trees selectively given destinations based on the character of the person, or is it random? Yes, what say you?
I think so. Yes, it absolutely is. Only because of the fact that Boyd needed to be in that dungeon with Martin in order for basically season 2 to turn out the way it happened. Basically, you see what I'm saying, with them having like killing the monster, with bringing new plagues on, you know what I'm saying, the cicadas and everything into town. Like, yes, it was everything is selective based on each character, technically speaking, and we're seeing that more and more with Jade. He sees the symbols just like Christopher, you see what I'm saying, and then Tabitha sees the Angui children in the tower just like Miranda saw them, and that was basically how Victor and his sister got there. And you know what I'm saying, like these kids are connecting to only certain people. Like Jade has now seen the Angui kids, you see what I'm saying? So yeah. It's very selective on who gets to see what and when. And Jade obviously is their biggest person that they show visions or just tidbits, you know what I'm saying, too, because of God knows what. Maybe because he's one of the smartest people in town, who knows? But I think it's very, very selective. Like, I think that's why Boyd was trying to explain to everyone in town, don't go to the trees, because Victor literally told them, you could go through the tree and I could go through the tree. We won't end up in the same spot. They're selective. You know what I'm saying? Like Tabitha ended up in the tower because she needed to go to the tower to get out. You see what I'm saying? Like Miranda was trying to go to the tower. She didn't make it. We don't know if Eloise went into the tower or not. When Boyd went into it, he went into a chimney. You see what I'm saying? Like, and then when Dale went into it, he was in a pool. Like, I think it's motive based, technically speaking.
But everybody that's gone through a portal thus far, damn, we ran out of time, man. We ran out of time. The show has to be under 2 hours, y'all. That's why it's like this. But we might should do Instagram Live after this or something, because I got more questions. But everybody that goes through the portal, they always based on what they're going through, they seem to meet what they're looking for on the other end of that portal. Right, Boyd's looking for answers. He meets the old boy. He gets the blood. He's able to kill the zombies. Old girl's trying to figure out why these kids come into her, and so she goes to the lighthouse, and the kid throws her out the window. Old boy just wants to go home, and he goes to a wall, and next thing you know, he's dead. And some people could say that's his way of going home. I mean, I don't know. There might be something to this. Maybe we can discuss that a little later, but definitely from chat as always. Fun. We'll keep talking from. Let's go ahead and chat a little bit of Penguin though before we get out of here, because this definitely did happen this weekend. My God, this show. Let me tell you something, Minnie. You know a show is good. Yeah, we. Okay, I saw that in the comment. Yeah, Anthony. We might even do an IG live and just do. Maybe we can do an IG live or something like that. We can just do a complete. You know what? Nah, fuck that. From Talk is on Monday. That's the movie blog with the movie blog man, and if you want to hear more about the movie blog, more about then you need to come check out the movie blog. Every Monday we're going to chat, at least for the time being, if Ant's willing, on what's going on movie blog, right? Okay, cool. So let's keep that in mind. I'll just
big hearts. Thanks, guys, for joining in from the movie blog. We appreciate y'all. Definitely like, follow, and subscribe.
Y'all cool. Y'all appreciate it. Still pull up. We only got like 8 more minutes left. And I was saying to Minnie real quick. Minnie, I know when a show's really good, when a comic book show is good, when people that don't read comic books, that have no interest in comic books or any type of comic lore, are texting me saying, "Yo, have you heard of this Penguin show? Have you seen this show?" That's how I know. Are you caught up with it? And what are your thoughts on it thus far, if anything?
Yes, and my thoughts are, my God, my man Colin Farrell has once again blew the top off my expectations. This man, I believe, now can play any damn thing. Put him in a suit. I don't care what suit it is, fat suit, skinny suit, no matter. The whole like the dedication to even get the limp down. You have to understand how much effort it takes to make it effortlessly the same every time. That means that he was walking around the house, walking around the supermarket. He was walking around for months like that. He didn't just come up to set and say, "Okay, now I got a limp." Like just the accent, the tone of voice, the walking. His acting is amazing in this. I am so happy that they gave him the role. At first, I was really like, wow, we're going to do a thing about the Penguin. Who cares about Mr. Cobblepot? But no, this needs to be told. It needs to be told the way it's being told. He is giving it that character justice. He's actually doing surpassing other Penguins that we grew up with, in my mind. And that is unbelievable, because we had Danny the damn Vito as, you know what I'm saying? Like, we had the Penguin, Mr. I got stuff coming out my side of my mouth. I got actual real life penguins next to me. I was super scary with 3 fingers. And that was the epitome of Penguin to me when I was a kid. But watching as an adult and watching him, he's more of the Penguin to me than Daddy was. It's crazy.
Well, I would add to that. I think that the one inconsistency is his deformities, right? Like they made him so that instead of like born deformed, like his foot, he's got like a club foot, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, that's all fine and dandy, but we know that like the comic book and the version of the Penguin, even from the series, was always like, he had the four fingers, the 3 fingers on each side, and he was like, back, like this dude. So the nose. I think they got the nose down on this one. I think they did a fairly decent job with the nose.
A little bit.
The walk is on point.
The walk is insane.
The walk kills it. You know what I'm saying? But I think that to kind of bring your points together, looking at the Danny DeVito Batman Returns Penguin was definitely best line ever. Best line ever. Okay, so here we're gonna go into Gotham, and we're gonna murder all of these kids in their sleep. And then the clown in the back says, Penguin, killing sleeping children, isn't that a little and the Penguin goes, no, it's a lot. Yo, that's good writing right there, man. That's good writing. Then he kicks him into the water and shit. But yo, I feel like this Penguin is a dope origin story that could result in that Penguin's like kingpinship, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Like so far separated with the exception of because and also the fact that the Cobblepots were dead in the Batman Returns, and in this one his mom is still alive. And I still think that's a part of the climax is going to be Sophia versus the mom. Quick question I'll ask y'all before we go, and this was brought to my attention. And at first I was like, "Get the fuck out of here! That doesn't make any sense." But then I was like, "Wait a minute, maybe it does make some sense." So Renzi, as you all know, is playing the role of Victor, right? Victor, we've already decided, is the Victor from Gotham, but is there a small chance that this may be Victor Freeze? No? Nobody?
Maybe in the future, maybe in the like real long future, you know what I'm saying? Because like he said in this last episode to Penguin, you know, in the latest one, I think it's episode 5 is out now also. He was saying to him, like, I'm just dipping my toes in. I'm just getting into this business. You know what I'm saying? So like he is just now basically like hands, you know what I'm saying? Like the reins are coming off now. I'm officially diving into this business. And, you know, I'm trying to do what I can do to basically be your head man like you were for the Falcons. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe just not right now. You know what I'm saying? It might take a little, I mean, obviously he already has the troubled past with his whole family being completely wiped out. You know what I'm saying? That was so bad. Oh my God, by the flood. So you never know. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think in maybe this series, I think it's going to be like way far. Yeah. Okay. Well,
he has the love interest already, and that's half the battle. You know,
that's where I was going. Like, there's a low key setup for them to make this into Victor Freeze. I personally, when the question was posed to me, it was in a text from my brother, and I was like, "No, that's ridiculous." And afterwards, I was like, I was like, "Well, wait a minute." You know what I'm saying? I guess they could, but I still think that this is the Victor from Gotham that's just a badass that ends up being a goon, just afraid of everybody, and I'm just waiting for them to flip the page so that ends up happening. Well, listen, we've covered a lot of ground today, guys, from Penguin to Agatha, a tiny bit, to plenty of From, and even Venom. Didn't get a chance to talk about my Vox. Damn it, and one of these days we're going to talk about Vox, yo. Vox is the dopest animated on TV right now.
Yes.
I put it right behind what was the other animated series that we love so much? The one that has the second season coming out pretty soon? Arcane. Arcane. I put it right behind Arcane. Listen, if you are not, we might have to do a special session that's separate of our Saturday morning session. Cool. Yes, where we just talk Vox. Because I'm trying to tell y'all, like, if you're an animated series fan, if you can watch animated series, I know there's some people like my wife, they just
adult TV animated series.
Yeah, this is not something that hey kids, gather up. It's Friday night, TGIF, Full House tip. No. These motherfuckers is fucking all right. Not grotesque porno, but there's relationships, there's dragons. Mm-hmm. Yo, the show is so good, and like every time I watch it, I'm like, oh my God, this show is so fucking good. And like 10 minutes later, I'm like, okay, what happened? I completely forgot.
There's so much in every episode. You're right. It's so crazy that the episodes are about 45 minutes long, and it doesn't feel like that. You're like, holy shit. It feels like you've been watching 3 hours of it because there's so much action packed into that 45 minutes. And when you're done, your brain is on overload. So yeah, It is amazing. You guys have to check it out. It's on Amazon Prime. Season 3 is out. It's kicking ass and taking names. And if you haven't been watching it, you need to stop what the fuck you're doing and go over to Prime and check it out.
Hallelujah. This show has big binge energy. Like, this one of those shows where at the end of it, you're going to let it go ahead and take that 3 seconds and go to the next episode if you have the time. So highly recommended. Thank you so much, Anthony, for making your you and the back of your head available to us. He's just jokes, bro. That's what we do. Thank you, Minnie, for pulling up with the Funko Pop collection and the Cobra Clutch. Yes, as always. Ty, sorry didn't work out, but everybody else that fucks with us, you know you are. Appreciate you. And for you out there that's watching, please, as we always say, be your authentic self. Because if you ain't being yourself, guess what? You being fake, and we don't fuck with fake around here. And in all things, if you truly a geek, as we always say, go ahead, let that geek flag fly. Go Dodgers.
I love the new Blerd Order. You should too.
Let me get all this 10P Wayne. All the niggas rapping about the same old thing. I've been coming through with the same old gang. Ain't shit changed except 9 got a name. Got it out the mud, but we got no stains. Cold ass lizard with a gold ass chain. The girl call me daddy, not my government name. Money on my mind, got them bands on my brain. Let me tell y'all about a